So today we're making some saffron chicken without the saffron. I've made it with the saffron before and just really didn't like the flavor. If you like saffron, go ahead and add it if you want. But like I said, I'm not a big fan of it. So basically, this is going to be a chicken and rice style casserole with chicken being the main ingredient. I'm using boned in chicken thighs. You could also use boneless, skinless thighs as well, and just not cook it as long. It needs a little more time when the bone is in. I've got a 28 ounce can of tomatoes peeled. I've got a small to medium sized onion, some fresh parsley. We're going to need a little garlic. You can use fresh garlic or whatever you like. The main spice ingredient here is going to be the paprika. We've got some salt, some pepper, and some granulated garlic to season the chicken. I've also got here a little bouillon that I'm going to add to some 3 cups of boiling water. And we've also going to need 1 1¼ cups of long grain rice. Remember, it's 1 1/4 cup rice per 3 cups of water. That's the ratio you want to stick to, so you don't have too much water and you don't want your rice to dry out either. So this is about ready. I'm going to let this come up to temperature. I'm going to brown the chicken first, and I'll come back once my chicken is seasoned and ready to go. Okay, so the pan's up to temperature. Go ahead and add some oil. I'm just using some vegetable oil. You could also use olive oil. And place the chicken in here skin side down to start. I'm not going to have enough room in this pan to do all of this at once, so I'm going to do it in 2 batches. All you're going to do is brown these up and then set them aside. They don't have to be cooked all the way. So let me get through that step, and I'll be back for the next. Okay, so I just flipped them. Just try to brown them. I got my heat on high, so you want to keep it on high to brown it up. On the top and the bottom is all you really need. And once that's done, like I said, just set it aside. Okay, so once your chicken is done, remove it, set it aside, lower your heat to medium, and add your onions. Now what you want to do is cook them slowly, just enough to get them softened and translucent, but you don't want to burn them or develop any color. So, and I chop those about I'd say about a medium chop, maybe 1/4 inch squares to 1/2 inch squares, nothing too big, and I definitely don't like it too small either. So those will take about 10 minutes or so to cook down at medium heat, so I'll come back when they're ready for the next. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. Now is a good time to add the garlic. As you can see, just about a tablespoon, maybe a little more. Give that a quick stir. And then you want a good amount of paprika, at least a whole tablespoon, maybe more. And let that cook a little bit. And now I'm going to go ahead and put in the tomatoes. I'm going to rinse out that can and add the rest of that sauce too. Now what you want to do here is just break these up You could have broke them up in a bowl ahead of time. I'm just gonna roughly break them up. I don't want them too small or disintegrated. I want them to be noticeable in the dish. So go ahead and just bring that up to temperature. Give me a minute here to free up a hand and get you to the next step here. I'll be right. Okay, so we got that 3 cups of water simmering, slow boil. I got 1 spoonful of better than bouillon chicken stock. And I just want to add that to make a light broth out of the water. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to pour this in. We are going to then place our rice in. Give that a good mix. We're going to add our chicken back. We will then cover it, and we're going to put this into a 325 degree oven, preheated, for about 25 minutes. At that point, we're going to pull it out. We're going to add the peas and parsley. I didn't mention that before, but we're going to add some frozen peas in there. Put it back in for another 10 minutes, and then it'll be ready to... Okay, so just make sure that you bring this to a boil before you cover it and throw it in your oven. So it's going into the oven now, and like I said, about 25 minutes. Then we'll add the next set of ingredients. Okay, so it's been in there for about 25 minutes or so. I'm just going to pour in about a half a bag of peas. You can put in as many or as little as you like. I definitely don't want this to become pea soup or anything like that. So that's about a half a bag there. I'm also going to add the parsley. Give this a big stir. You can see the rice isn't quite done yet. There's still a lot of liquid here that needs to be absorbed. But mix all that in. Put it back in there for about another 10 to 15 minutes or so. And make sure the rice is tender. Make sure your chicken is completely cooked. You can take a piece out. Take a bigger piece out. Cut into it. Make sure that it's running clear with no red in it. So there we go. I'm going to cover that back up. And put it back in. And we'll be back when it's okay, so it's about done. Incidentally, if you wanted to make this saffron chicken, you just add a pinch of saffron or maybe even a tablespoon of saffron powder right when you add the paprika. So if you wanted to make it saffron, that's when you would add it. Looks like everything is good. The rice seems tender. The chicken, I already checked it, is completely cooked. And it's ready to serve up. So there you go, non-saffron chicken. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.